Steve Dotto here. I'm glad you could join me today. This demo is only for Mac users, so all Windows users, unfortunately, move along. Nothing to see here. Unfortunately, this product that I'm going to show you, Hazel, which is an amazing product, is only a Mac product. And search as I have, I've not been able to find its equivalent in Windows. So actually, any Windows users, actually watch the demo for a little bit. If there is a product in Windows, email me and let me know what we're doing here. Because this is a little bit of magic is what it is, actually. Hazel is an automatic organization system. What it does is it basically allows us to create macros on our computer that perform common housekeeping functions. So it's kind of like that, you know, the automatic cleanup that happens in the Sorcerer's Apprentice, where we create these rules that then get enacted whenever it's appropriate, whenever we need something cleaned up or tidied up on our computer. So they're all about process. And so if you find yourself doing the same thing over and over again on a repeating basis, that is an opportunity for Hazel to work for you. It's a product that you kind of have to work to get your head around a little bit. So I'm going to show you one example of how it works and show you how the authoring system works in it, how we create rules. And then it's going to be up to you to figure out how it fits in your world, because it's got tremendous potential, tremendous capability. Now, Hazel it costs $28 for a single seat license. You can download it and try it for free for 14 days, which is great because you are going to want to play with it a little bit. But to be fair, I think it's a product that it's kind of over the months and years that you grow to appreciate it. And it's where you notice that you do the same tasks over and over again whenever you create a file or whenever you import a document. So in that, it allows you to create an automatic process for that. You know, in a lot of ways, it's kind of similar to If This Then That, which we've looked at in a previous video. But instead of working for the web, it works for our computer. Now, we access Hazel either through our control panel. It installs in the system preferences, and here I've also got it installed here in my taskbar. And you can turn it on and off. You can have it run or have it not run. But let's bring it up and see if we can show you a little bit of how it works. And I've created just a little bit of a demo structure here for you to see what's going on. Now, what Hazel does is it allows us to create a set of rules, as I said. So how I thought I would position it for you today is, let's say that we are working on a paperless office metaphor. We're kind of working our way towards a paperless office. And we scan in document after document as PDFs. And we want those documents to be stored in different file folders. But you're bulk processing. You're putting in lots of different folders, or lots of different scans that you're putting in. And so you want Hazel to automatically sort them based on the name of the file. That was a fairly simple and straightforward thing. But it's also something we can illustrate and we can see happen. So that's why I'm going to use this as a demo. So what we do, first of all, is you have to choose within Hazel where each of your rules is applied, whether it's applied to the entire hard drive, whether it's applied to a specific folder, a processing folder, so you have control. And that's important because if you have something that if you have, say, a file that you don't want filed away, but you want to keep it, say, out on the desktop, you then don't have the rule applied to the desktop. You only have it applied to a processing folder. Does that make sense? It'll make a little bit more sense as we go along. I'm going to create, first of all, I'm going to create a location. I'm going to create a folder, and I've got here on my desktop, I've got this little demo folder, this paperless office folder that I created. So I'm going to say that is the folder that I want these rules to be applied to. So this could be your import folder when you're scanning, or this could be your download folder as you're downloading documents from the web. This could be any location on your computer or on your network. Capiche? Let's move along. Now let's make a rule for the paperless office. And all I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to move all of these files that are important info into my target folder for the demo, which is right over here. Now, I don't want to grab them and drag them. I want them to do that automatically as they're being named and as they're being processed. And I don't want to, if I'm scanning in lots of different documents, I'm going to give different names to different things. I want them distributed to the proper folder as they come in. So I create a rule, and this is the heart of Hazel right here, is this set of rules. So the rule is going to be, I'm going to just call it the demo rule right now because it's the rule of demo. And then we just walk our way through creating the script. If all, any, or none of these conditions are met, if all of these conditions are met, in this case here, it's going to be a document of the name. Look, I can say the type of document, the date it was created, the kind of document. So if you're creating, if you want to keep all of your PSD files, all of your Photoshop files in one place, and you know they tend to kind of get wherever you save them as you're working on documents, but you want all your PSD files moved to one location, that's how you'd set it up right here. You can, as you see, we can choose almost any criteria on our computer, but I'm going to choose if the name of the document is, how about if we just say contains what? I want it to be important info. See, because that's how I'm naming each one. Now, to be fair, as I'm importing documents, as I'm scanning them in, I would probably be using a tool like Text Expander for automatically naming documents as well. So I'd be really extending this productivity technique through more than just this single app. So that's just something to kind of think about, to noodle about as we look at Noodlesoft's software. At any rate, so we've got a simple rule. If the name contains important info, and I can add more rules. I can say add another rule, and if the type is PDF, you know, I could choose that. If the kind is PDF, which these are, actually that's a great idea. That would be great if I had a Word document in there to show that it only sorted those proper ones, but I'm pretty sure it would work. Then do the following. Move it, which is common, rename it, sync it, add a color label. Let's set a color label. Let's label it, and let's put it to blue, and let's move it to another folder, and I'm going to navigate my way through to the folder, and I'm going to move it into the target folder for demo. Open that. Okay, now if I've done everything right, I've just set up a script that when Hazel monitors the system, it will automatically do these things. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out of here onto my desktop. I've just moved it here onto the desktop for now, so that we can see if it does it when we drop it back in. So let me open up Hazel again. So we've got these rules in place. All of our rules are in place, and we've moved one of our documents out. Are you ready for the grand experiment as Steve takes his chances? So I'm going to say okay. And now, there they go. Isn't that amazing? Did you see that? Bink, bink, bink. And I got a little notification that all of the files moved. Now, here is the test. I've got this other file that I took out, and I'm going to move it in. I'm going to drop it in, and let's see if it just suddenly disappears and gets moved in as Hazel does her thing. It did it. Let's check and see if they're all in here. They are all in here. And look, they're all coded blue. Hazel is a tool, as I've mentioned earlier, and I hate being repetitive, but you've got to start imagining where it can work for you. If you're a photographer importing photos and you want to perhaps you want to automatically import them into one album in one place, but also put them into iPhoto, you can use Hazel to do all those sorts of things. For downloads, as you bring things into your download folder, you notice how whenever you download something, you have to go into your download folder, grab it, and then throw it out later. You can tell Hazel, when something comes into my download folder, move it to my desktop, and then delete the copy, and then delete. Well, actually, it doesn't have to delete the copy. Move it to my desktop right away, so that it's in that way things can still all flow into your download folder, but then you can move it to your desktop right away. It might be not the best example, but it gets you thinking about how you can use Hazel. I hope you found this little video helpful. Again, if any Windows users stuck with us through this whole demo and there's a product like Hazel in Windows, tell me about it. Drop me an email. For the rest of you, if you have an interesting product that you'd like to see us demo, come to our website at dottotech.com, drop me an email, and let me know what products you'd like to see. I'm all about productivity here on Dottotech, and we produce one of these videos each week. Thanks for spending time with me today. I'm Steve Dotto.